Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Corey and Kevin Talk About Nothing. If you're tuning in for the first time,
I'm Corey.
and I'm Kevin, and on today's episode, we're kind of just going to talk about whatever.
Talk about whatever.
After having so much structure in the past two, it just feels good to go back to the wild man roots,
Absolutely. I get it. 100%.
Wild card.
Wild card, bitches. Wild card.
Let's cut the brakes off
that's
this
funny.
thing and let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. Woo! Wild card. That's awesome. So before we get started, though, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. If you want to get notifications when we drop new episodes, if you have any ideas, anything like that, story, Thanksgiving is coming up soon. So if you have any funny Thanksgiving stories or anything like that, shoot us an email at cktalkaboutnothing@gmail.com. Or you can tweet us at CoreyKevin1.
It's such a sweet Twitter handle.
It's almost like the best, actually. I mean, I had to grow into it, but I'm rooted.
I'm rooted, and someday Jack Dorsey is going to be like, hey, you guys want to be verified? Yeah, I think we're
Sure.
there.
Yeah,
We'll get
absolutely.
that sweet little check mark. People are like, dang, Corey and Kevin are verified?
They're legit.
Yeah,
It's coming.
it is. It is. Yeah, you know what else? So this episode is dropping on Monday, November 2nd. So we're going to be in November, but do you know what happens the very next day?
What, on November 3rd?
Yeah. What could possibly be happening on November 3rd?
I mean, is it like voting?
Yeah. Could be the election day, Have you
Yeah.
have you casted your ballot, or will you have casted your ballot by the time this episode airs?
Yes.
That's a good answer. November 2nd is
Yes.
far too late unless you're actually doing it in person or going to the drop box. Don't put it in the mailbox anymore. It'll be too late.
Dropbox.
It'll be too late, and we cannot afford
well-
to have uncounted votes. That's just not acceptable.
Absolutely. I agree. Make sure you vote.
Yeah, make sure you vote. I mean, that is a right given to you by blood. So think of that next
Absolutely.
time you non-voters. Think about that next time.
Just question yourself.
Yeah,
I was given this right
Yeah.
to do it.
You have the ability to make change from the ground level. That's local elections, federal elections, everything. So, but yeah, so go out and vote.
Absolutely. Vote.
They used to do. I wonder if they still do it, like Rock the Vote. Like MTV used to have like Rock the Vote, and they'd have like a bunch of bands
Oh,
on
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if
I
they
would-
still
well-
do that kind of stuff. I hope.
Probably not this year. Well, I know, but I wonder if they're gonna do it this year though. You know what I mean? You can't do because you're talking about because it wasn't there like a crowd. Was it live?
Well, yeah, it was like a big old concert type of thing, but I guess you could still do like a virtual event. Like have like a virtual concert. I remember when the pandemic first started happening and things like events were shut down, but people were like, "Oh, what can we do? Let's switch everything to virtual." And I was just like roaming on Twitch, and there were like so many people, like DJs, like at home DJs, that were like DJing with these huge speakers, and they're just DJing for like their neighborhood, like, and it was just so cool because they put like so much
Yeah.
effort into their shows and stuff, all at home, and it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, that's sweet. That's awesome.
I'm like a Twitch fandom, like every 3 months I'll be like, oh, I'll hop on Twitch, and then that'll last like a couple days, and then I'll never touch it again.
Yeah, I do it. Well, I see. Yeah. I watch. I have watched quite a bit on there. Like the past couple weeks, just because of Facebook gaming got annoying, so I switched back over to Twitch.
Interesting.
That's all. Facebook gaming's just been kind of going down, so that's all it is. So
That reminds me, I was on the old YouTube rabbit hole, and I watched this video called 2020, a 1917 parody. Have you watched 1917?
yeah, the
World War One movie where it's all one shot. Well, all made to be one shot. So they made a movie called 2020, and it's all one shot. and they go out on these two guys go out on a mission to the 7-Eleven, which is like the last place that has toilet paper. And as they're like navigating through the city, they have to dodge like all the other crazy things that have happened in 2020. So when he's running away from the enemy, they have like murder hornets zipping by. I mean, they had everything. It was so well done. It was like 18 minutes, but I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah. All right, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah,
those look me.
I'll have to look up. I'll look it up if I am reminded to. Look up. I think it's like Ascension or something on there. But anyways, it was really, really funny, and it was like a straight up reflection of wow, 2020 has been insane.
It's been a crazy year.
Just absolutely insane.
No.
But did give birth to Corey and Kevin. Talk about nothing. So
that's true. So there was a good baby that came out of there. I mean, that's 100% true.
Yeah, absolutely. There's another YouTube video that I watched today. You ever heard of Cracked.com?
It's yes, I have. Yes.
All right. So they had a video where they're like, we made the movie Tenet with $20, and I gotta say, it was amazing. It was absolutely hilarious what they did with the whole parody of Tenet, and
gotcha.
But the $20 really showed, but it was so funny, man. It was really funny. So that's
now if I watch that, does it ruin the movie Tenet for me?
Honestly, I think they only did what was in the trailers. I don't think they actually did like the movie, just the trailer.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it was just hilarious. I was impressed.
All right.
Yeah. I'll find the I will find the information that we're looking for, though. You know.
Absolutely, man.
But yeah, so the one is Tenet for $20, Cracked, on their YouTube, Cracked.com's YouTube. And that one was very funny. But have you watched? You got stuck on anything at all?
Yes, TV wise. So we've been talking about scary stuff, this and this. I was scrolling through the other night, and it's been a long time since I've seen the first season of American Horror Story.
Yeah.
I forgot. It was the name of it. Is it Murder House, right? No, that's what it is. Murder House.
Yeah, Murder House.
Yeah. So that's what I was trying to think of. Like, I can't remember the name of it. So, I think it was like a week ago. I watched the first episode, but for some reason, like when I went back and thought about it, I'm like, I remember some of the first episode, but I don't remember. Like, I just feel like I missed some. And when I watched it again, I really didn't miss any. There's not a lot of meat to the first episode, but that's like one thing I've like been watching that. So I just rewatched that one. I watched the second, third. I think I'm on the 5th episode right now of it.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So I mean, so that's something. It's stupid. It's like, once again, like I've already seen the show. But it's a show that, like, that's one that I remember. You know what I mean? I really remember. And it's funny. And then, like, so I'm glad that you asked me this question, because I was going to bring it up in here in a little bit about Halloween episodes. I know it's over right now, but that was actually a good Halloween episode in that season. Do you remember?
It was.
Do you remember it?
That was like the school shooting one, man. That was some dark shit.
Well, but yeah, see, that was I think that's part 2 that I've not seen yet. Well, I've seen it before.
Yeah. So that's part 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So part 1 was like, that's where you start meeting more of. I mean, it's been out forever. Spoiler of the ghosts from the house, right? So like, what I mean, they introduce like the couple, what's the two guys' names?
That's been years, so I don't.
I know, man, but I just watched it, and it doesn't matter. But anyway, so there was a couple that was in the house.
Yeah.
They but then but you remember the guy in the black suit?
Yeah, the gimp suit.
Yes. Yeah. So he ends up killing both of them in the house. So in Halloween, then they walk free. Well, that's when that couple comes back in the house. So like, they're having a full interaction, full everything. I mean, it was just really, it was a really kind of a creepy, cool episode. You know what I mean? And then that's when the tides turn again. The guy, the wife and the husband are getting back to getting back things back to normal a little bit, and then bam, she finds the phone records because of the couple. The couple started that whole entire thing because the couple's said. Remember, the one guy said, "I'm a snoop. You have to look on the phone. You have to look on the phone records." So like when I saw that, I'm like, oh, okay, like this is actually a pretty good episode. Now, I can't say second episode. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but that's a dark, from what I remember, a very dark episode.
Yeah, I definitely remember that. I was like kind of, it definitely was like pushing a bit of a boundary there. That's like a scary topic. So
I agree.
I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty brave. I really enjoyed the first season, especially
Yeah.
from what I can remember. McDermott, that guy is Dylan McDermott, I think his name. He's awesome. He's the dad of the family. I really liked Violet in that episode or in that season as well. Is it Violet or Viola? Is it
Which one are you talking about?
The daughter.
The mom?
no the
Oh,
daughter.
the daughter is Violet.
Violet? So yeah, Violet.
Yeah.
The mom I liked too, but I really liked Violet and Tate's relationship. I like Tate a lot. But well,
No.
if you don't know about my thoughts on American Horror Story,
Well, I know,
it
yeah,
ends
that's why the
with
first
season 1.
Yeah.
The only thing I really didn't think was super realistic was when, I mean, I don't think you're in that episode yet, but he kills the girl, the mistress. And then he buries her body in the ground and then builds like a gazebo over it.
Well, yeah.
And
So
I'm
that's
like,
actually,
wow,
I did see
dude,
that.
come over to my house and put a gazebo up in a day. Not to mention, you friggin' dug a pretty deep grave, put a body in there, covered it up,
Yeah.
and
the guy
built
with
a
one arm did.
freaking gazebo, man. Like,
Yeah, the guy with the one arm did.
yeah.
Remember?
Oh, yeah. That's right.
So-
yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
that was
the dad
about the
didn't do
only
any
thing.
of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, but you are right. But I totally agree. I don't think I've got to the end of the show because I think there is something that happens at the end of the show that I forget about. But I don't want to spoil my own brain.
We haven't watched anything horror related lately. We'll watch
No?
obviously Trick or Treat on Halloween, but and what did we? Well, we watched Adaptation and Being John Malkovich. We talked about that.
Yep.
I watched a movie called Den of Thieves, and it's with 50 Cent,
Oh, okay.
Paul Schreiber, I think Shriver. I'm mispronouncing that, but who else was in it? So remember, what's it called? 8 Mile.
Yeah. Eminem, right?
Yeah, and I think it was Bob. Remember Bob? He was like the doofy guy. He shoots himself in the leg.
Oh, yes,
Right.
yes.
So
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
in
yeah.
it. Gerard Butler's in it, and it's just was
Okay.
like,
Not great.
Not really great. I kind of like enjoyed I thought the ending was like, oh man, that's a badass kid. But then like once they like fully revealed the ending, I'm like, wow, why did I watch the movie? Like you just lied to me
Yeah.
the entire time and then gave me this
Gotcha.
made up ending within 5 minutes. Like if I was like, guys, you might want to watch that. Maybe that's why you're not on anybody's top watch list. But
Yeah.
the last 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, like now you're just like shaming me because I didn't like pick up on some goofiness. It was ridiculous. Anybody who's watched it, the last 5 minutes. All right, perfect example. You ever watch Eagle Eye? Eagle Eye with Shia LaBeouf or Shia LaBeouf, LaBeouf.
Yeah.
I don't know how people pronounce
LaBeouf.
names these days. I'm not a name pronouncer, but
I get it.
He's in
Wait,
a movie called
can I-
Eagle Eye.
Okay.
What were you gonna say?
No. Tell me about the movie real quick, because for some reason there was one movie that I've watched with him, but I don't know the name of it. So explain it a little bit to me, and then we'll see if this is it.
Eagle Eye. Shia has this twinish brother. I think that's not a spoiler. I think that's a real thing. He has got this twin brother in the military. And I'm going to spoil this movie because, like, the ending really pisses me off, and I don't want anybody to waste their time on it. And so I'll be honest, like, all right, there's a quote in adaptation that it's like, you can have an okay script, you can have an okay movie, but if you wow them in the end, then you really got something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we talked about it with the Haunting of Bly Manor. If you don't wow somebody, then we're going to notice all the flaws. We're going to pick it apart and all that
Yes.
kind of stuff. If you
For
wow
sure.
them in the end, then you can look past things. So we're comfortable with that. Eagle Eye, pretty cool movie, you know? Like, and there were several, maybe even a half hour, 45 minutes. So I'm like, whoa, this movie's pretty damn cool. But that ending, though. Like, whoa, guys, really? Because this movie could have been over in the first 10 to 20 minutes. And I'm a little mad that it wasn't. You know, like, you could have
Gotcha.
resolved. You could have resolved that garbage. All right, so I won't spoil it, but I really wanted to. It was bad. It's a stupid ending. But
What?
Shia
I
LaBeouf
mean, you
has a
said- you
twin
said-
brother in the military, and
Okay.
it's Michelle Monaghan. Anyways, they're running around these places being told where to go and what to do. And if they don't do what they ask, do what they say, then this thing called Eagle Eye is going to zap ya, kill ya, do something to you. I don't know. This Eagle Eye thing, like, knew all, could see all, like, was like 100% surveillance, you know?
Yes.
And they had to do a bunch of tasks, do a bunch of stupid crap. I don't really remember because I hated the ending so much. All I know is Shia at the end. I'm just gonna ruin it. I'm so sorry, listeners.
Just do it.
Shia like goes and like beats this eye thing up and like rips it apart and destroys it, and it was like, power down, and I'm like, that's it. That's all
it.
you had to do. Made me a
That's
little mad.
weird.
It made me a little mad. It was like.
I get it.
It was like, what did I watch this for, you know?
Yeah.
Another quote. All right, so Brian Cox. I love Brian Cox. He's just like the best angry person ever. He's in Succession. He's William Wallace's uncle in Braveheart. Anyways, great guy. He's in adaptation, and he's giving like this seminar on screenwriting.
Yeah.
And Nicolas Cage, but Charlie Kaufman in the movie asks him a question in this audience, and he says, like, he starts like yelling at him, and then he's like, and why the fuck am I wasting my 2 precious hours on your fucking movie? I don't have any use for it. And I'm like, man, if I could just, like, any bad movie I've ever watched, like, can I just have this guy yell at them for me?
Yes.
You know? I don't have any bloody use for it. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
You said his name is Brian Cox. I'm gonna
Yeah,
Google
Brian
real quick.
Cox. You'll know exactly who he is once you look him up.
All right.
But all right, so yeah, I watched Den of Thieves, and I kind of felt like,
Yeah. All right.
yeah, you know that.
I see it. Sorry, yep.
Angry Scotsman.
Yes. Yep.
But yeah, Den of Thieves, I was like, okay. Now, I started to watch Spencer Confidential. I made about 20, 25 minutes in, and I was like, you know what? Nah.
Really? Is that bad?
It was just like, wow, every single trope. And we have Mark Wahlberg. I've seen this already, you know, like, I don't need to
Yeah.
watch this. So I turned it off. And then I started watching Starsky and Hutch.
Nice. Like, I watched Dukes of Hazzard the other day. That reminds me
Oh,
of that.
nice. Sean
Yeah.
William Scott and Johnny Knoxville, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
I-
Absolutely. And then don't forget the
Jessica Simpson.
Miss Daisy.
Yeah, Jessica Simpson. The Daisy Dukes, which, Corey, I wish we had a picture. You yourself
bring it
had a
up.
nice pair of Daisy Dukes.
Guys, I have wonderful friends. No better way than to be very influenced and intoxicated to wake up to my friends ripping and cutting my holy pants off. They were in style and they hated them.
They weren't in style. They were actually like, I would say, more of a nuisance. You probably tripped over your pants, because of the holes.
So you're saying that you guys did me a favor from doing this?
They
were actually my favorite pants.
Now they're your favorite shorts.
I still have them. I will never forget. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, oh my god, then you are putting them on.
That's so funny.
Well, I love the duo between Sean William Scott and Johnny Knoxville. I think they play
absolutely.
off each other really well. And what was it? Movie 43, where they're getting beat up by the leprechaun. That's those two. Yep. I love it, dude. They're hilarious. That's a really funny skit.
Yeah, that's what I think that it's actually. I think one thing who's an underrated actor, which I think is all he does is like stupid comedy, is actually Sean William Scott. I mean, as much as he's like that jackass kind of idiot, he's actually one person that I think that should actually like get a little more recognition. I'm not saying he's not frowned upon. You know what I mean? He's not going to go out and be a superhero. He's not going to, you know what I mean? Like small things like that. But I think at the same time,
I don't know. I feel like he should probably join X-Force with Deadpool. He'd be a merc with a mouth as well. Like
absolutely, Country Mac's out there.
Yeah, Country Mac Stifler. Yeah. I mean, this guy could just be straight talking mad shit while saving people, dude. I think that would be awesome. I think he might be going in the chamber for a movie,
I'm not saying, I'm just saying that in the world of the movies, he's not going to get pulled for one of these.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's, what I mean, but I think he should. Yeah, I'm not saying that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
how
great of an actor he is, Yeah.
It's in his future. All right. A movie, I don't know if you've watched it, but if you have, Goon. You ever watched that one?
Yes, the hockey one?
Yeah. Dude, he was so good in that one, man.
For sure.
I haven't watched Goon 2. I don't really know why there should have been a second one, but I guess there is. So, but the first one, man, that was a solid movie. I really enjoyed that one. Trying to think of he was in Cop Out, and man, he made me laugh pretty good on Cop Out too. Country Mac, Stifler.
Yeah, I'm saying there's a lot. I mean, the role models. Well, role models,
dude,
one of my favorites. That's what I'm saying. Like, so I mean, the role models itself. That's actually who sticks in my head is actually role models. Like one of my favorite movies from him.
Dude,
I might watch that movie soon.
I was gonna say, man, I think I might go on like a little marathon of Sean William Scott, man.
I'm gonna tweet that guy. I haven't tweeted in a long time. I'm gonna tweet him, bro. I appreciate you,
Sean William Scott. I'm thinking of you.
Yeah, got you, bro.
Yeah, I like that. That's we're gonna start a Sean William reconnaissance, reconnaissance. Oh, there we go.
Boom.
Coin it. Somebody's gonna be like, "Whoa, that's actually brilliant." And then I hope they remember me. But
yeah, they won't. But it's fine.
They definitely will not. That makes me definitely want to go through his player list, and that makes me think. Now, I've never watched Bulletproof Monk, but I heard that one was decent.
I don't think I may have actually started that movie for some reason. I think I was watching it on TV because it's an older one, right? Not old, but it's it would be on TV.
I feel like early 2000s, maybe late 90s, like 99 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so because I think for some reason I remember what I've never seen this movie, you know what I mean? And I like Sean William because it's Sean William Scott in there, right? That's what we're thinking of.
In what movie?
What the one you just said? The I'm looking it up now. The one that you said came out in late 2090s. The
Bulletproof Monk. Yeah, it's
Thank you.
Sean William Scott. Of course.
I'm gonna look it up now because Bulletproof Monk.
Yeah, Bulletproof Monk. Sean William Scott being a baller. He's responsible
another one
for a lot of laughs.
Well, he is, and another person that I mean, another one that I thought was funny because this one has Mr. Woodcock.
Oh yeah. Billy Bob Thornton.
It's Billy Bob Thornton. Yeah, that one's
yeah.
funny. Yeah. So I think I just think that he's good. You know what I mean? I mean, with Dukes of Hazzard. I mean, he actually played. I mean, if you think about his movie repertoire, he's actually played huge movies. I mean, like the Dukes of Hazzard is a
he
huge
was in
movie.
wasn't he in like Walking Tall or something like that with The Rock?
Oh yeah, he was. Yep.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that was actually like that was the first time The Rock kind of went out, and I'm not saying that's not the first movie by any means.
No,
but I think that was one of his
yeah,
first
I think one of his first was like the Scorpion King. Which
Yes. Yeah. But I think that might be his first comedy though, because I remember when this was
I like
coming out.
Walking Tall.
Well, me too. Yeah, like it wasn't. I'm not saying it was a comedy by any means, but like this is the first time The Rock was actually like kind of being funny or Dwayne Johnson being
I'd
funny
say
in
action
like
comedy.
something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So you know what I mean. So like that's I definitely agree. And then I mean, because him and Kevin Hart now are hilarious together. But so I'm going off the record, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the world needs some more Sean William Scott. Rest in peace, Country Mac.
I know, man. It's a
Not-
sad thing.
Not real cool to be an alcoholic, though.
No, I'll do some dance.
Yeah,
He'd love these moves.
yeah, he would. He would have loved those moves.
Yeah.
So at the end of that episode, he's just driving off on his motorcycle. He just falls off. Oh,
It's so funny how the gang turns on him too. You know what? It's really not that cool. He always was drinking.
Yeah, he always
He's an
had a beer in his-
alcoholic.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they go through a quarantine episode where like they realize that they're all alcoholics, but no big deal.
Absolutely. Yeah. Throwback to episode 1. Where we did the
Oh,
quarantine?
our podcast.
Our
Yeah,
episode-
yeah.
our podcast.
Episode 1, the gang gets quarantined.
Yeah.
Our shortest episode that we've ever had.
Absolutely. That was a good one.
It was a good one.
You
It was
know?
a lot of fun. We've changed up styles quite a bit.
Yes.
40.
For the better, I think.
This is our 45th episode.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm waiting for is at some point in November. I'm hoping Christopher Nolan doesn't keep me waiting until December, but I'm hoping Tenet comes out on digital and Blu-ray in November.
Yeah. I would love to see that.
Not to
Need,
mention, we've got the PlayStation 5 coming out November 12th. So we're coming real soon up on that. And then World of Warcraft is coming out November 23rd, I do believe.
That's crazy. I'm surprised. I'm shocked that they actually did that
Why?
so close to each other. Well, just because I mean, I know it's two totally different things, and I guess you know what I mean. If you're a PC guy, you may not buy you may not buy a PS5 or anything, anyways. But you know what I mean. So I guess it's two totally different brackets. So never mind. You know what I mean. So
yeah, I mean, it's like it'd be the same as like, all right, so you bought a game for your PlayStation 5, and then you change games. You know what I mean? Like it's
no.
I mean, you're just playing multiple platforms. But yeah, they were actually supposed to come out October 27th, the Shadowlands, but they made a cool move and said that they weren't ready. So now it's going to be November 23rd, which I'm pretty excited because that'll give me plenty of time to actually play on the PlayStation 5. I think we're going to get the Little Big Planet and... Or not Little Big Planet, Sackboy... Sackboy's Big Adventure, I think it's called, or something like that. And then
Okay.
I think possibly the Spider-Man game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that game looks fun, man.
Yeah.
That game
I've
looks like
watched
a lot
it
of
quite a
fun.
bit.
Yeah.
It makes me upset because that's one game I don't know why I've never bought. I just never enjoyed those ones as much as I enjoyed the other ones. I can't help it, but
Yeah.
I don't know why. He's my favorite guy, man. He's got, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
One guy that's always got my back right here.
He's not.
You know.
Yeah. He's pretty cool, man. Sweet. Anyways,
Awkward.
Hey, yeah, I haven't done this in a while. You watch Watchmen, Hamilton.
I was gonna say I've been losing for weeks.
Yeah,
you
you
know
haven't
my
won
bingo
bingo
card
and-
sucks
yeah.
over here.
What was it? It was Hamilton, Watchmen, and John Oliver. Yeah, that's it.
John Oliver, yep.
Which
John Ollie.
man, John Oliver. His last episode was about the last episode for this since this us recording is about asylum and people seeking asylum and legitimate people seeking asylum. And man, it's really heartbreaking what goes on with people that have to flee their country and try to get it in.
Yeah.
It's a really messed up process, and yeah, I won't get into that. But anyways,
Yeah, I get it.
yeah, it was like, wow. I love John Oliver. It's just like, I feel like you learn so much, and he has so much passion and empathy that if he was an Englishman, I'd be like, dude, this guy needs to be president. This guy
for sure,
is
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he's a Brit. But he is a U.S. citizen, so that's cool.
Yeah.
So, no big deal.
Yeah,
He gets to vote. He just can't be president.
That's true.
Really not a whole lot of regulation of what to run. I mean, obviously you need money to travel and campaign and all that kind of stuff, but
Yeah.
ultimately you need to be born in the United States and you need to be 35 or older.
Yep. And that's it. Anybody can run.
Yeah, you don't have to have held any public office, which okay.
It's shocking.
No military background. Okay. I got all that check marked, so
Well, no. Well, next one you will, right? You're not over.
well, no, I'm not 35 yet, but by the next election.
Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm voting.
Yeah. Right.
KW.
Yeah,
for
write
president.
me in. Write me
Yeah.
in. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'll look for the best avenue.
Yeah. You're trying. I'm not a great public speaker, but
Yeah, I actually hide in corners of most parties, so if you don't see a lot of me, I'm getting stuff done.
Yeah.
That's we one movie that was on. I really enjoyed the first Purge movie. I thought that was a pretty cool movie. You didn't like the Purge?
No, it's so funny because I added to my watch list. I was watching. Side note, sorry, but it's just so funny that you brought this up this time because I was going through. I've been watching Rick and Morty. Mm-hmm. So Rick and Morty, you remember the Purge episode?
Yeah, where
watched
they're
it,
on
right?
another planet and they're
they're
on the
their
Purge.
planet.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
So
is awesome.
so it's so funny. So I'm like, dude, I've actually never went back and watched that movie.
Yeah.
For some reason, I've never watched The Purge, and I'm like, it's spooky season, right? Let's watch it. Let's get it in. And I've tried to find it to add. It's on my list of that I wrote down for it. But it's just so funny that you brought that up. So I'm like, it just happened to me yesterday. I mean, it's crazy. So I have not watched it, but I really, really want to.
Yeah, it was fun. I thought the idea was cool, especially because that's a pretty scary thing. It wasn't like a grand slam of a movie, but it was fun. Now the other Purge movies, I haven't watched any of the other ones, but one of the ones that was on TV that I did see a portion of was I think Election, the Purge election year or something. Oh, dude, it was awful.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just was super corny, and you knew the storyline already, and then I bet you somebody in that party is going to be dirty, and at the last moment they're going to flip the script, and it's like I don't need to watch this,
Yeah. When you can predict movies, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, and then it's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I feel like I would take the Purge and run with it a whole different level, you could have an Anchorman brawl out in the streets. You know what I mean? And actually, groups going to war and shit. I feel like that would be way cooler than people
Yeah.
just trying to break into buildings and kill politicians or kill people. Oh,
For sure.
Yeah, you didn't let me steal a candy bar from your place. I'm coming back to kill you. Like that's one of the motives of one of them. Like,
yeah.
come on, that's no.
ridiculous.
But Anchorman style fights would be pretty cool. Like Brick
That would
just
be
hanging out
awesome.
with a hand grenade or throwing a
Yeah.
trident at a guy on a horse. Like
You have 6 war zones. Just saying.
Yeah,
you meet
yeah.
up in the war zones. You go to battle. That's it.
I really think that would be a lot of fun. So maybe I'll write the next Purge movie. It'll be called the Purge done right. No, it'll be called The Purge Warzone. Damn.
Oh, boom.
All right, I'm trademarking it. I'm registering that
Yep.
unwritten script with the WGA. Don't you dare try to steal my
I just
idea.
CC'd it, so
I just CC'd it.
yeah. Call that Purge. Done right.
Yeah, call that purged. I'd rather watch the Rick and Morty episode. That one is hilarious. Oh, Morty.
so funny.
He tries
I
to
know.
save the girl.
Yeah.
And doesn't she like try to kill him?
Well, no. So she doesn't actually. So she doesn't try to kill him. She shoots the grandpa in the liver, and then tries to set him on fire. But like really, it's just a house on fire. And then she comes out with a gun and makes him get out of the car, and she drives away. So
That's
she could've
right.
killed him.
That's
Yeah.
right. She dipped. That's right. That's right.
So she really. So that's why like now was she a terrible human? I mean, a terrible alien at the time? Yes, but
Wouldn't you flee if you had a sweet spaceship?
yes, especially when you're gonna get murdered. But
Yeah, well,
Take it off.
especially if you're probably going to get murdered. If not this
Yeah.
purge, next purge.
yep, 100%.
Like, there's a lot of families in America. I'm thinking nobody's voting for the purge legitimately.
Well,
If
no.
there were a ton of single people without families that were like, oh, I'm ready to kill, like, all right, I could see that.
That's different. Yeah, but
But,
family.
yeah, there's a lot of families that are like, that's just too much to take care of.
Well,
You know,
absolutely.
I can't afford bars on my windows,
Yeah.
sweet little gates that go up. Like, I'm not getting murdered that night. Neither is my family. Not voting for
So-
it. Not voting
Nope,
for it
I'm
until I'm
out.
rich. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah, until I have my mansion, and then
Yeah.
it's different. Yeah.
And my gun turrets and my
Yes,
machine
yeah.
guns. And then, sign me up. When's the next
Yeah,
purge?
my sharks with laser beams on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All my grenade shipments have come in and everything. Yeah.
Then I'm game.
When this
Maybe.
basement is full to the brim with guns and ammunition, somebody just shoots
in.
like a rocket in here and it just explodes.
Yeah, one time. Yeah.
Shouldn't have all that ammunition in one spot there, bro.
Yeah. Idiot. Just kidding.
Yeah. The Purge, though, really cool idea. Like I thought, like the first one was pretty cool. Small concept inside of a high concept. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
well, you haven't watched the first one, so you don't really know. But I felt like if you were gonna make like a Purge 2 or a Purge 3, yeah, come on, let's change the story. I feel like it's the same thing. Oh, we got to take this person. Their lives are at risk. Let's move them over to this other place that's more secure. And there's going to be a lot of gunfights because everybody can afford maximum amount of ammunition for all 10 of their weapons. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I love having so many guns that I'm just shooting them. Oh, I'm out of ammo. I'll just toss these to the ground because I've got like 6 more guns coming out. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I love John Wick. You know what I mean? Like,
It's true.
John Wick's like, I'll have to kill you to get more ammo, all right? But I will kill you and get that ammo.
Yeah. I have 9 bullets,
Oh,
and there's 10 of you.
yeah. One of you is going to get killed, but not with a bullet,
No.
I watched 2 other movies that I don't know if I've talked about. 6 Underground, or is it Underground 6? I think it's 6 Underground.
What are you talking about with Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I think it's 6 Underground.
Yeah. Pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
You could watch the first 10 seconds and be like, yeah, it's definitely a Michael Bay film. I I'd say I enjoyed the originality of like the magnets. Did you watched it, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So the magnets, like when that's like flinging people from one side of the ship to the other side of the ship.
Oh,
knives
yeah.
are going back and forth and all this stuff. I'm like, that's like the type of James Bond type of shit. That's just like, all right, at least you put your original spin there. But I actually really did enjoy the beginning with Dave Franco, and who is the driver, and I was just so pissed that he's not in like the rest of the movie. I just like Dave Franco. He's like
Yeah.
a nice guy who just gets into stupid situations. That's like
Stupid.
how he is in almost every single movie, you know. But yeah, so Six Underground wasn't terrible. I think
No.
I liked it better than Den of Thieves. I definitely liked it better than Den of Thieves. And then yeah.
No, go ahead. No.
And
I was
then I
gonna say
watched,
Rotten Tomatoes has a 36% on it.
On Den of Thieves.
Rotten Tomatoes. No, 600 Ground.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's not. Yeah, it's not going to be great. You know what I mean?
No,
That's not going to be a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's
But it's funny though. On
extremely
Google's
flawed.
users,
Yeah,
very.
yeah.
It's got an 87% like. So.
Well,
on
yeah,
Google.
that's going to be that's not any. That's like just people like, oh yeah, that was. Do you like Fast and the Furious 1 through 8? Yeah. Those are awesome movies. Yeah, that's your 80-some% right there.
I'm part of that 80%.
I know I watch them, whatever, but that's like So look up Den of Thieves and let's see what that one gets. But the other movie that I watched was Hardcore Henry, and for what it was, man, that movie was enjoyable. I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah, you ever watched that one?
Den of Thieves? I mean, I'm sorry.
Hardcore
Henry.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, no. Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Yeah. The entire thing is first person. It's go. It's a lot of fun. Honestly, I felt like I was playing a video game, especially the end boss, who's just throwing him around and doing all this stuff, and he's like floating in the middle of these bodies, and Hardcore Henry literally uses the bodies as stepping stones to like grab. And I'm like, that's totally a fucking video game. It was perfect. I thought it was definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, because remember that's what I was saying. I was saying last time we talked about this movie that it's kind of ridiculous that like people complained about this movie. Again, I say this every time. You know what you're getting into.
Yeah,
it just bothers me.
If you watch the trailer and you were like, "Oh, that movie was bad," I'm like, what did you expect going into it? It was just like
exactly
a fun, quick action film.
Yeah.
Now Charlito Copley, he plays the guy in the wheelchair who has all the different avatars.
yeah.
When he has the musical number where they're all just like fading down and like just singing, I'm like, all right, where is this going? This movie's fucking weird. Go? But by the time watching it, I was just like, obviously you got to have some fun, and it was a lot of fun. That was awesome. But yeah, you looked up Den of Thieves?
I did. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So Rotten Tomatoes, 41%.
So Den of Thieves is rated higher than Six Underground. Now, Six Underground hasn't been out nearly as long as Den of Thieves.
That's true. That's true. So
there's time to change.
Yeah. The IMDb gave it a 7 out of 10.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Everything gets a 7 out of 10 from IMDb.
Yeah, but it says instead of Six Underground,
6.1. Damn. Yeah, all right. Dude. I might just have an unhealthy obsession of Ryan Reynolds then. Yeah. That might just be my problem because the movie was not great, but I enjoyed it more than Den of Thieves, and I guess I just like Ryan Reynolds better than Gerard Butler. Sorry, Gerard.
Sorry.
He plays like this rough, gruff sheriff where rules don't apply. I'm above the law, No. And it's just like, okay. That character.
Enough's enough.
That toxic masculinity is so last year,
That is true.
Come on, man. We watched Tiger King. We know, flamboyancy is what attracts the viewers.
Yeah.
You know, like a mullet with
Yeah,
a
mullet with a
with
goatee.
yeah. Like we know what attracts the viewers. It's not the rough, gruff attitude anymore, bro. Okay.
That's so funny. That's awesome. I saw, like, speaking of the Tiger King, I saw the most funny costume ever of him. The dude, he turned around. You remember how? What movie was that? I'm sorry, not movie. Show. Oh, The Office. Dwight. Remember how when he was wearing the hair and he would turn around and look at you all weird?
Yeah.
Like with like the fake hairdo one, remember? Because when he was messing with Jim, throwing the snowballs at him. So he's like, I have a
Yeah.
costume. I have a hair wig for everybody, right? So,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So, so it's funny. So like it's like a short clip. It's like a 4-second video, but all of a sudden you see this dude standing there, and he's got like a stuffed animal of a tiger in his arm, and he does the flip turnaround, and it looks like it's literally him, and then he goes "Grr," like he's like growling at it, and that's the end of the video. So you watch it again, and it made me laugh more and more every single time because I swore I'm like that's him, but then he's in prison, so it's not him. You know what I mean? But it looked
Well, some of
just
the
like him.
there's people that use like that face adding software to like those things
Oh yeah,
where they put the Tiger King's face on. I mean they put him on Britney Spears. They put him on the sick part is like it looks legit, man. Like it just looks like
Well, yeah.
he could be anybody.
Yeah, to say anybody. Well,
You
the
put
messed up.
Joe Exotic's face on anybody's body. Joe Exotic could be that person.
Kind of weird.
He's
Freaking
got
me out.
golden nuggets.
Yeah.
They were like golden nuggets, then boy.
That's awesome.
When Tiger
Go.
King is the most normal thing about 2020, that's probably the
That's
funniest,
terrible.
so, yeah,
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's hilarious. I'm just saying, but like, I mean,
it's pretty awful.
other than
yeah.
that, yeah, this year has been not so tasteful.
I did hear that whatever scientists that were in charge of it were able to track down that murder hornet's nest in Washington and actually used a vacuum to suck out all the hornets out of the nest and then destroy the nest. So hopefully that is done. Because what they do is, man, those murder hornets, they kill honeybees. And if they killed enough honeybees in Washington, I think it was like blueberries and some other thing, some other crop would have been decimated. And it's crazy because
Wow.
if you kill those honeybees, man, that's just not good for this planet. You know,
Well, no, absolutely.
we
I mean,
need
that's
more honeybees.
well, yeah, it's crazy. Because at first, I mean, with these honeybee thing, see, I'm allergic. I'm gonna go get tested again, but I'm allergic. Okay, not to honeybees, obviously. I think I'm fine from honeybees. Okay, I'm not saying that by any means. But I go. So my brother, him and his wife are actually. They have their own. I mean, honeycombs. I mean, they have their own things that every year they raise and they get their fresh honey. They get all that. You know what I mean? They do the entire thing out of it, and then they release them out. You know what I mean? Actually, I think they hibernate in. They freeze them. And then when they pull them back out, I'm pretty sure they still use the same ones. I think. I really don't remember. I really don't know 100%. But they've been doing that for years and years and years. And at first, I'm like, well, probably I would say it's like 3 to 4 years. So I shouldn't say years and years and years, but like 3 to 4 years. At first, I'm like, man, why are you guys doing that? You know what I mean? You can't even go enjoy your backyard because you're just constantly getting bees on you. You're constantly doing this. They're like, just don't be scared of them. You just sit out in the backyard, you know?
Yeah, right.
And then I started doing some reading about it. And actually, I texted both of them and said, guys, thank you, because that's pretty awesome that you guys
Yeah.
are both doing that. You know what I mean? Really, really, like, that's pretty cool, you know? I mean, it's pretty awesome that...
It is. I think it's definitely it's something that like our next house we want more property, and that's something that we would like to also do.
Yeah, for sure.
'Cause I think it's definitely important. And I think there's a few other countries that are really investing a lot of time and whatnot into building up bee populations and all that kind of stuff. Now, what's crazy is we watched some sort of documentary about like beekeeping, and it's kind of crazy actually that there's these humongous farms of bees, and they put them in boxes and ship them around the country. and they'll bring those boxes into, like, say somebody has an apple orchard. Well, they need those bees to pollinate those apple orchards so that they could cross pollinate so that they could get fruit. If they don't, then they're not going to get fruit, right? So they actually have to get bees shipped in because there's not enough bees for them to pollinate.
That's
So
insane.
yeah. So like you like these people are actually trying. I mean, and then you're going to lose a certain amount of bees on travel, malnourishment,
sure.
all that kind of stuff. So it's
Yeah.
kind of crazy. So yeah, that like, dude, that's very cool. That you said your brother.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
brother. Yep.
that's really cool. I'd love to do something like that.
For sure, yeah. I mean, so it's the only thing you know what I mean, that because when I read up on it, you know what I mean. 'Cause obviously, I'm not going to do it in my apartment, but at the same time, looking into like, because obviously I'm never going to do it because I don't know until I get retested again to see if I'm still allergic or you know what I mean, or whatever it is.
Right.
But like, so my father, I couldn't think. I was my dad. Okay, he has a big backyard and he wanted to do it too. So when I was first looking it up, when I stopped over there one time, we went in the back and we started looking at it. And like looking at the area. He legitimately has a perfect spot where he gets enough sun and enough shade. Like it's actually perfect. Like if you watched it during the day, because so apparently you want. I mean, just like anything growing, anything at all. You know what I mean? Your grass. You want sunlight, then you want dampness and some shade. You don't want to burn it, but you still want to get the nice sun rays. You know what I mean? So it's like this thing that constantly, you know what I mean? So it's like almost the same thing. Not like the same type of thing exactly, but they still like a little bit of that. So he has a perfect spot right there in the corner, and he was actually. I think next year he may do it because
That's
my other brother, because that
Oh, you
the
can
brother
help get them all set up and everything.
Exactly, and get it done. You know what I mean? He can actually probably give him a full honeycomb, so it's gonna be cool. So it may turn out to be more of like a family type of thing here in a little bit if it all goes through right. You know what I mean? If my dad really holds his own and does it, but
You know what's crazy? Is honey is the most counterfeit food item
what?
in the United States. Yeah.
Sugar's not?
No, honey. Yeah, honey is the most.
Oh, I know. I mean,
counterfeit.
but that's crazy. That's just insane to me. I don't understand how sugar's not. I mean, with
So
all the
it
fake
takes
and all that, but
it takes like a crazy amount of bees to make a little bit of honey. So then, so we had gone to like that this festival this person's selling supposedly local honey, but there's tons of jars, and I'm like thinking, this guy's either got millions of bees, or you probably bought these off the shelves, put them in your own container, and now you're selling it for whatever. Like maybe some of it is legit and all of that kind of stuff, but
yeah.
it's like, knowing that that it's such a crazy market of counterfeit
so crazy.
product. Yeah, it is. It's really wild, but it's what's crazy too is like local honey, man, can do a lot for your allergies and your immune system because some go ahead. What are you trying to say?
Well, no. So my brother actually, out of his beehive. Do you know how many jars he gets out? He has one. So it's like a multiple. Have you ever seen like a live beehive thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like multiple layers, right?
Yeah.
So
how many bees does he have?
So it's only one. I don't know. See, I don't know the count because I never went out there and watch it. But I
Yeah.
seen her put the stuff together one time.
Yeah.
I was in the house and she was like kind of stacking everything. So when I watched that, but do you know how many jars she got out of her one stack?
How much?
15.
Holy
Out
crap!
of one, twice a year.
Oh,
30
okay.
jars.
Yeah.
So it's actually so she got 30 jars at twice. So she got 30.
So
she gets, I think she-
maybe the local guys, legit.
Well,
then it could
Yeah.
very
So I'm
well
just
be.
saying. So it could very well be. I just wanted now store bought stuff. Obviously, I'm
Well,
telling you,
yeah, that's
yeah,
where
for sure.
obviously the counterfeit's
Yeah.
coming in. So maybe the
Yeah.
stuff that we got though is actual
Legit.
honey, because if you get local honey, something that's like created in your county, city, whatever, then those allergens, those things are actually within that honey, because they're carried with pollen and everything from these bees. So like it has a lot of things in there. So when you take it, it actually can help you combat your allergies and your immune system and whatnot. So
Gotcha. Okay.
local honey is obviously going to be better, just because like your body will react to the environment more better. But I just love honey.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
love honey, man.
Well, it's funny, man. Yeah, next time I go out there, you know what I mean? Because see, she doesn't sell it or anything. She gives it away. It's like Christmas gifts.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's
That's
one thing.
awesome.
So she's last time I went over there, she's like, "Hey, Corey, do you want a little sample jar?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll take a little sample jar." Actually, this was probably a couple times ago. I mean, but her sample jar is like, probably 2 inches round, but it's like 5 inches tall. I'm like, I mean, for me, that's gonna last me, a month. That's a lot of honey.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've actually, so one healthy thing too with honey that Jason, actually, my brother, taught me. In your coffee.
Oh, that's interesting.
Honey,
I put it in my
is
tea.
a natural sweetener. So tea, definitely. But
Yeah.
so I'm just telling you, next time when you do it, before you add like a bunch of creamer or anything like that. I know you don't. I don't think you're a big creamer guy. But add a little bit less creamer. Well, I am a big creamer guy. I'm just saying.
Well, yours is more like chocolate milk than coffee. But yeah, I
sure.
still like to taste my coffee.
Oh, I like creamer with some warm stuff in it.
That's what it is. It's warm creamer. I really love warm creamer.
Warm creamer. It wakes me up really well in the morning and everything.
I heard that hot white cream always rises to the top. So
that's so funny. But anyways, so just next time, just since you have that jar, just take it. So Jason, what he told me to do, take your tablespoon, like before you go mix your coffee and your cream and everything together. Just it depends, because he buy one that he would screw on like a squeeze thing, but like if I got one from my other brother, there's not a squeeze thing. It's a mason jar with honey in it.
Yeah,
so exactly, just use a spoon. So so just take it out, you know what I mean, and put it in there. And it actually, because it's just it's healthier for you, and it's less calories, and it tastes good. If you like honey, it tastes good. So
I love honey. Right now, dude, my biggest obsession is toast and jam.
dude, everybody's on the toast and jam right now.
Really?
That's so funny. Butter and jelly.
Oh yeah, dude. It's
Dude,
ridiculous.
I have it all the
I
time.
mean, 2 to 4 pieces a day, man. I'm loving it. I won't. That's my breakfast. That's lunch.
Yeah. See, now I've not eaten that much, but I went to another friend's house, a couple weekends ago, and I go over there, and all of a sudden he's like, hey man, do you want something to? We're getting ready to do something. He's I think we're leaving. It doesn't matter. But anyway, so he's like, "Hey, I'm getting ready. I'm gonna make a snack." He's like, "Do you want some toast and jelly?" And I'm like, "Huh?" I'm like, "You're eating toast and jelly too?" And he's like, "That's my favorite snack, man." I'm like, "Get out of here! That's so crazy." Because I've been eating it here. I got some fresh jelly for my mom. Mm-hmm. So it's just she bought it from somebody and somebody, you know what I mean, blah blah blah. So I got fresh jelly. I've been eating. That's why I've been eating here. I got a sweet toaster from work. You know what I mean? It's like this whole thing. I'm like, it's sandwich time.
Yeah, I love toast and jam right now. I have recently gone to no dairy.
Nice. Okay.
And it is surprising how much crap has dairy in it. It's actually insane. So it's been like affecting like my breathing. Like it's almost like triggering my asthma. So
Oh, really?
yeah, and then like I know I have lactose intolerancy, but for being 33 years old and not drinking a whole lot of alcohol, I often get stomach aches or my stomach doesn't feel right. And lately, I've been feeling pretty damn good. So I'm pretty
Really?
sure I've just been poisoning myself for a long time with even yogurts, cheese, anything like that. So I anything dairy right now, I've removed.
So I wonder if I have a light thing. Now that you say that, okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I've had stomach aches when I woke up. I got chocolate milk, so I've been drinking more chocolate milk because I have it, right? So you know what I mean. I've been drinking quite a bit of it. Every time after I wake up, I've had chocolate milk. Like I've been trying to think about it in my head, what's been hurting my stomach. I'll wake up the next morning and like I feel it's like bloated and just pain. It just doesn't feel comfortable, right? And I'm like, man, what is going on?
Yeah, that's
what I eaten last night.
Yeah, you're probably and it's actually funny because we're the only species that continues to drink milk after infancy. We're the only species.
Wow.
You only drink milk until you're not an infant anymore. You're drinking water. So it's kind of funny, but there's a huge percentage of people are lactose intolerant, and especially when you get older, when your
Okay.
body starts changing and everything. And they say like every 7 years your body starts reacting differently, and it was absolutely crazy. I went through a crazy phase where I was a huge milk fan. I was constantly drinking milk. I loved milk when I was, a kid, a teenager, and then it was about when I was like 18. I'd say 18, 19 years old. I started realizing like I could drink a glass of milk and I get like blackout, like tired, where like I have to take a nap, or I'm passing out, whatever. Then it casually worked its way to if I have straight up milk or ice cream, I better have a toilet, nearby.
Yeah.
And then it
Yes.
escalated to the point where I would have these cramps that you couldn't feel comfortable unless you were, TMI,
Yeah.
on all fours, like you were bent over. Like otherwise, these cramps hurt so bad, and it came out both ends. So milk
Wow.
can just really break you down, and Jessica has said too, because she's doing it with me. She's an amazing wife. She's going dairy free as well, and like I said, I mean, you start realizing like how much stuff has dairy in it. You're like, wow, like it's insane to me, like that. You're just poisoning yourself and you don't even realize it.
Yeah. Over and over and over again.
But she's even realized, like you don't feel as bloated. Your stomach almost regulates because it's not like having to deal with these whatever dairy enzymes or whatever the hell's happening with dairy. But yeah, I started noticing because when I went to the doctor, it became apparent that like, with asthma, it's an allergic reaction to something. So there's something triggering the asthma. It's not just like, oh, you have asthma, and right now is when you're going to have an asthma attack. It's, something induces it, something causes it, triggers it, whatever. So
Gotcha.
if you can find whatever triggers that and limit it or get rid of it, then you obviously can succeed in life. So I started like doing kind of like my own research into it, and it seems to be like a lot of people say, dairy in general is just bad for asthma, just because if you ever drank milk, you ever feel like you just have like a lot of mucus,
Oh yeah.
after you drink like a
Oh
glass
yeah.
of milk. So, um, uh, you know, it, it builds that mucus and everything. So getting rid of it, man, I truly feel like my breathing's been better. I would have like dinner and say like a breadstick with cheese in it, and 5 minutes later, I'm wheezing. I've got a wheeze and I can't get rid of it. I have to use my inhaler. Like, so it's, it's like, okay, let's try it. And then
Yeah.
first couple days not eating any dairy, man, it was like, oh, I'm not using my inhaler. I'm lasting longer parts of my day. Like, I'm like, wow, my stomach doesn't feel in turmoil. I'm like,
Yeah, that's
this,
nice. All right.
no dairy. Okay. I think I can do this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Huh. That's cool. How long you been doing? How long has it been?
Just like maybe the past like 2 weeks, I'd say.
Nice.
That
Okay.
yeah.
Even cutting back is gonna be sweet. I mean, that's gonna be good for you. You know
Well,
what I
the
mean?
thing is, what's crazy is I didn't have dairy for like 2-3 days, and I was breathing pretty good. I was doing pretty well, and we had ordered Chinese food, and we got wontons. Not even thinking about it, but they're cheese wontons in the middle, so
Yeah.
there's dairy. And I kid you not, so we're eating and we're watching a movie or doing something, and all of a sudden I'm starting to wheeze, and I'm wheezing, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And then we looked, and I'm like, oh my God, it's crazy. Like I could just have just like a little bit of something, and it starts
That's
messing with me. So
wow.
yeah. So it was like that affirmation, like, oh yeah, I really need to stay away from this.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
it-
I'm gonna start looking into it more myself. I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
that I'm like that bad. I really don't think it's that bad. But I've
Yeah.
had some like weird stomach issues after I've drank like a lot of milk, or I've eaten like macaroni and cheese
yeah.
where you put milk in it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden
So-
you wake up and it's like weird to me. I'm like, oh, I
There's
just
like
don't feel-
all yeah, there's like all sorts of different types of like lactose intolerance. There's actually a specific milk that does not produce the lactose enzyme that makes people sick, that hurts them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like if that specific enzyme doesn't affect you, then you can drink that specific milk. They have like those lactate pills that I take. I used to take before, like drinking milk or anything like that. When we did our hot chip challenge,
I was just gonna ask you
I
about that.
smashed 2 of those things beforehand because
we chugged a lot of milk, dude.
I chugged a lot of milk, and I think thankfully for those lactate pills, because man, that right there would have been worse than the hot chip challenge,
That would have sucked. That would have sucked.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to look into because
No.
if you're waking up and you're not feeling good, or you're feeling bloated, or you're just feeling like it's just not agreeing with you, then yeah, I mean, very well may have the lactose intolerancy.
Yeah, at least a little bit. You know what I mean? 'Cause, I mean, I can eat cheese and not feel that way.
Yeah.
It
that's
happened
how it
just
started
3 or
with
4
me. It
days
was
after I
like
had chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Milk, ice cream, like the real heavy stuff. That's what did it to
Okay.
me. I could eat yogurt. I could eat all sorts of different things, cheese. And it never gave me the same problems as milk or ice cream. But now it's, and that's 2 separate things. So I'm lactose intolerant and I have an allergy to dairy. So like they're 2 separate things.
So the one makes your asthma kick up, and
Well,
the other, and the
And
other one
coincidentally, so does the other one. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's actually kind of funny. It's actually kind of ridiculous. Like
It is kind of ridiculous.
if you get heartburn, that also gives me asthma. So like it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like if you have asthma, you better eat really good and exercise. Which me, I'm always eating good and exercising.
Yep, primo.
Yeah, call me Rob Lowe or Chris Trigger, because I'm perfect.
That's so funny. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've just been learning a lot about like asthma, and it all happened because like I would go to the doctor and like just I'm exacerbated, like I'm constantly wheezing. You could use an inhaler and it doesn't help, and I'd go into the doctor, give me a breathing treatment, and they're like, you got to stop looking at it as, oh, I have asthma, these things happen. You got to look at what is triggering it. You got to look at asthma as an allergy. And I'm like, man,
Yeah.
that made so much sense to me. So one of these days I'd like to actually go to an allergist,
Yeah.
or ENT doctor or somebody who specializes in that, and see what I'm allergic to, see what I can,
And learn.
yeah.
Yeah, they say the most important thing you can do for yourself is learn about your body.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
then
yeah.
you can maintain your body, you can maintain everything else, which then maintains your happiness, your moods, your everything.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you know what I mean? So like you learn who you are and everything else changes around that. So I mean it's crazy, man. I think it's a really important thing. That's why I need to go back and check too.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for 2020. We talked about it earlier, 2020 to be bye-bye. And then I'm
Yeah.
going to start making more doctor appointment stuff. Not that I don't feel like I can't go now, but I don't want to push the issue. You know what I mean? I'll hang out, and do my thing. and-
It's not something you inherit gene wise from your parents, but obviously the habit you can, I feel like, inherit. Like my mom is not a doctor person. She will not go to the doctor for shit, and that's kind of how I am. Like I will just kind of deal with it. And only lately have I like, okay, let's actually do this. Let's actually go to
I
the
know why.
doctor. Let's get this. Let's get this all planned out and kind of figured out. And they kind of like pisses me off a little bit. Like you have to have a general practitioner, right? You have your yearly visit, or you go in and you talk to these people and you say what's wrong, and then what do? Oh, I can't do anything for you here, but what I'll do is I'll reference everything out. I'll make appointments for you to go to 100 different places, and I'm like, come on. I'm the kind of guy who needs to be taken care of in-house right here, because you can't trust me. I ain't going to go. I'm not going to go anywhere else. So
I totally agree with you.
I was lucky enough. I went to physical therapy, and then they're like, "We're gonna have you 2 times a week for 4 weeks," and I'm like, "Oh, if it didn't cost me money to cancel, my God, like I would probably not go." But it's like, okay, well, I need to get better, so let me go. Then they're like, "Well, let me schedule you for this. Let me schedule for this." And it's just like, all right, I'll do one. Maybe next year I'll do the other,
Yeah, for sure.
I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, I was also doing the dentist at the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
I had that dental surgery that wound up taking too freaking long, and it was just like, I've done too much doctor stuff.
Yeah.
2020 can suck it. I'm out.
Yeah, bye 2020.
Yeah. I'll wait for 2021.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. But yeah. So what you got anything for us?
No, I think I don't think I do. I don't think I got much. I'm gonna finish up my my series, and then I still have to watch Get Out.
Yeah, come on.
So I have to do that. I know I've been slacking. So because sometimes, just like every other show, you're like, oh, I don't have time for a movie, but then I'll watch 2-hour long episodes. You know what I mean? I'm like, I should just watch the movie. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't want to like be falling asleep, and then because I can always go back and rewatch a show. I can do the same thing with the movie. But if I happen to like wake up at the end of the movie, I'm like, no, I don't want that to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that. So like, I never want to start that movie because of that, and then I'll sit there and still watch the same amount of stuff. You know what I mean? It's so stupid.
I hear you, man. It's hard. It's like the balance of, do I want to invest in a show, or do I want to invest in a movie? And sometimes you just don't want to invest in a show that is going to take 9-10 hours to finish. And you're like, 2 hours versus that. Oh, I can have some closure, and right now, okay.
Right now. So, so I'll probably finish that up. But other than that, man, I got nothing. What about you?
Right. I got nothing else other than I'm going to recommend a movie called Mr. Nobody. I've talked about this movie, I believe, a lot. But anyways, it's with Jared Leto. I think that's how you say it. Now, some people say Jared Leto, but I think it's Leto. I've heard it both ways. And I'm going to go with Jared Leto. See that?
No, you went with Leto. You said it. So
I'm going to go with Jared Leto. And if I'm wrong, let me know. A boy stands on a station platform as a train is about to leave. Should he go with his mother or stay with his father? Infinite possibilities arise from this decision. As long as he doesn't choose, anything is possible. It is one of the coolest movies in the world. I would have to say Mr. Nobody. It goes Eternal Sunshine, Interstellar, and then probably Mr. Nobody.
Really?
Just because like it deals with so many what ifs and future, past, universe. Like it goes through so many things, but the ultimate takeaway is like, every choice you make has a path, Yeah. So you make that choice, you're on that path. Well, if you didn't and you made that choice, well, that could, you have all these different branches of reality. And if you never choose, then you never have to deal with those consequences. But in the sad reality is you have to choose. I mean, you can't just spend your whole life not choosing. I mean, that's
ever doesn't work.
It doesn't work that way. But beautifully done movie. Jared Leto is just perfect in this freaking wonderful movie. Mr. Nobody. It's awesome. Okay. Came out in 2009. Right. I don't think it was a theater movie. I think it possibly was a theater movie. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. For some reason, I don't know. Maybe you told me about it before. Maybe.
Oh yeah,
heard of it
I
before.
have definitely
Mentioned it. Okay, so
talked about it.
maybe that's where I'm like maybe I did watch it, but I don't. I mean, I don't remember Jared Leto in that movie. I mean, you know what I mean. I don't remember seeing that movie with Jared Leto in it. So or
Yeah,
Leto.
you would definitely know this movie because, like I said, it starts in. The year is. Oh come on! I just had it. I think it's a 2092. So it's the beginning of the movie. It all starts, in the distant future, and they're asking. And this is in the trailer. They're asking this guy, well, wait a minute. Did you go with your mother or did you go with your father? And he'll tell you stories about both. And it's interesting,
Yeah. Okay.
How can you say that you made this decision, but you've also made this decision? You can't choose both. But anyways, fantastic movie. It's beautifully done,
Right.
and that's all I got.
Gotta pull it up.
Nobody. It's beautiful.
Yep, it's on. It's on.
Movie.
Yeah, it's on a streaming service that I own, so I will be watching it.
Perfect.
Thank you, Netflix.
Perfect. Well, all right then. I guess.
That's all I got.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening.
Thanks for
and thanks
watching.
everybody for watching.
See you next time.